How's everybody doing? I'm Kameron Davis, and I want to welcome you to IMPWR Academy. IMPWR Academy is something that I've been working on for a very short time. It's with the idea of kind of giving back the design knowledge that I have come to find all around in these different places. I wanted to put that all in one place so that people who look like me and hopefully you can come and have that type of knowledge to make our design better in the future. I'm Kameron Davis, and I've been designing pretty much the past 6 years. I started off in 2014, kind of doing graphic design on my campus, making flyers, making basic logos for whoever needed it. I started that with not necessarily all the knowledge that I needed. It's just something that I wanted to do, and I had the passion to kind of do it. So with the IMPWR Academy, I want to make it to where anyone who could one day say, "Hey, I want to be a designer," and can go get some formal training by coming to me and coming to these classes. Hopefully, in the future, the current offerings that I have for IMPWR Academy are these design essential videos. Right now, I'm going to start off with basic Adobe tutorials. How do you move around in Adobe? Then maybe branching off into logo design and some of the logo design knowledge that I have. On the other side of things, I want to use IMPWR Design or IMPWR Academy to bring people together. So I also have Designers Kickback coming up here in the next couple weeks, so that we can kind of get together and network as Black designers and have a place to get to know each other, trade secrets, just all around have a conversation together and get to know one another. I feel like right now, when it comes to being a designer, we are all so separate and also focused on hustling in our own bubbles that maybe when we start working together, we can uplift everybody. The whole idea is to empower my community through giving essential design knowledge back to us and people that look like us. So I'm about to get into this Adobe Essentials tutorial, and I want to thank you for watching this as my first video. And drop some comments, drop some feedback for what you want to see in this in the future, and we're going to get going. Thank you. When you open up Illustrator, this is the screen that you basically start on. There's some very key things on this screen. Down here at the bottom will be, if you've opened up any documents recently, this is where they'll be. Well, you'll be able to find them. So basically, you're just able to click on them, and they will open right into them. There are also two very important buttons. One of them is to create new file, and one of them is to open existing file. We're going to start off with looking at opening an existing file. So when you click open, it'll take you to probably your most recent folder that you've been in, and you'll be able to kind of click an AI file and go straight to open, and again it'll open right into that document. We'll go to create new and kind of look at that. This create new panel has some recent sizings that you've used. It'll save them here. So I use 1080 by 1080 all the time because I'm exporting IG files. So for the IG sizing, they have letter, they have web. So they have a bunch of templates that you're able to just go straight into. Over here on the right, you're able to pre-title a document. So this is, call it Adobe Essentials. And then this is where you're able to change the height and the width. So let's just say 3000 by 2000. And this drop down is also pretty important because this is where you'll be able to set the units for the file. So let's just set it for pixels. And then from there, you basically just click, I don't really use any of these other options or drop downs. You click create. So from there, it'll drop you into a new file with your new title, Adobe Essentials. And I will explain kind of what's in here from the start. So right here in the middle is your artboard. So this is basically your workstation where you'll be kind of working on. So if I go make a square, it shows right up on this artboard. So really the artboard isn't too important yet. It's more important for when you're saving and exporting, because you're able to also work off of the artboard. So if you wanted to go and maybe work on something out here, you can. But later when we get ready to export or save, it's important to have an artboard size to what you want to export to. So that's the artboard. We will go over here and go to, this is kind of the pre-built Adobe layouts for Illustrator. I've always used Essential Classic, but Essentials is supposed to be kind of the newer layout. They pulled some of the older like panels and panels out, because if you look for this artboard panel, it has this up here, but in Essentials they've kind of pulled that out. So Essentials is supposed to be newer and it's supposed to be more streamlined, but I always work in Essentials Classic. They also have layout, painting, printing and proofing, tracing, typography, web. Never really used any of the other ones, but maybe that's for a future video. But I am going to stick to Essentials Classic, and we'll probably be doing these videos in Essentials Classic. One thing that you'll notice is the way I have my workstation set up is it is unique to me. I've pulled kind of some of these windows into certain places. I know when I first opened it, I was scared to kind of play with this stuff, but all this stuff is plug and play. You can drop them into each other. You can drop them over the top of each other, kind of like this. And if you ever close or delete one, so let's say I close that one, you go to Window, and that was Color Guide, and it'll open right back up. So I'm able to go in here. I know I freaked out so much when I lost one of these panels the first time, but it's really easy. Just right in the window, and then here's all of your options for panels you can open up. So that's kind of where that starts. These ones are also panels, stroke and gradient. So this is going to be your toolbar. Basically, arrows, the selection tool and the direct select tool will be used all the time. That'll basically be the two tools that you use every time you come in here. Selection tool is used to kind of select an object. So I can either highlight it and then it's selected, or I can click in it and it's selected. The difference between this black arrow and the white arrow is the direct selection tool lets you select points. So if I highlight this one point, now I have this one point to move around. So we're going to put that back. If I highlight 2 points, I have these 2 points to move around. So it lets you directly select the points on any object. You can also select the whole thing and move it the same way, but it gets a little difficult when you get more complex. So I would just use this to pick points and move them around. So that's the two arrows that you'll be using. Also, when you get going, I'm sure you will be undoing and redoing. So undo is up here, redo is up here. I usually use the quick keys. So for undo, it's Command Z, and redo is Shift Command Z. So they'll go back and forth whenever you need that. I also zoom a lot. So you can use the magnifying glass to zoom in, and then hold Option on your keyboard to zoom out. but you can also hold down Command on your keyboard and press plus to zoom in and minus to zoom out. Also, another trick that I use is you can hold Option and scroll and zoom in and out. So that's usually my go-to. For like moving around the page, a quick key that I use is holding Shift or holding Spacebar, and then with Spacebar you can click and drag to where you want to go. Also, to go left and right, you can hold Command on your keyboard and again scroll with your scroll wheel. So those are some quick moving around shortcuts that I normally use day to day. Those are bread and butter. So we'll go over more quick keys in this, but those are the most essential basics. One other thing that I want to go over with you real quick is I'm going to show you how to group and ungroup. So let's take these three and let's throw something else in there. Let's throw a polygon in there. So we have these three. In order to select more than one object, you hold Shift. So I'll hold Shift, click the circle, click the square or the rectangle. Then I can go Object Group here, or I can do Command G. So when I do Command G and I have the black arrow, everything moves together. It's all now grouped together. If I have the white arrow, I can click and select one of those objects. So that's kind of another difference between the black and white arrow. But if we group them, then usually it's on purpose, so you can move them together. To ungroup, you can either go up here and go ungroup, or you can go Shift Command G to ungroup it. So, and then that'll just be back to normal. So that's kind of how the group works. I want to thank you guys for watching my first Adobe Essentials video. And again, I will be back with more. The IMPWR Academy is something that is very near and dear to me. I want to make sure that we have the right design information, right design knowledge to make sure that we're making a good future for ourselves when it comes to design work. So thank you, and see you again. You can follow me on IG at im.power, im.pwr on IG. And thank you. See you next time.